Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day, because it is a beautiful day here, because I am in my garage with my air conditioner. No, I don't have it cranked down. I don't want to pay the power bill, but I got set at 86 degrees. You know what? That is an awesome working temperature, especially when outside is 112 degrees. So what are we doing today? Well, as the title says, we are installing our backup camera in the Honda Pioneer. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, especially since I did the portal lift, because my biggest concern is backing up and hitting somebody's stuff, or worst case scenario, hitting a child. Especially with the back seats up in the Pioneer, it's really hard to see back, and then when you're up on 35s, it's even that much more difficult. So let me show you what we got here. Now I got this camera on Amazon for about 72 bucks. I went back to get the link and they no longer sell it. They sell multiple cameras just like this. So this is a dual input camera. It actually has a memory card slot right there. Then it comes with two cameras, and there's probably 2, 3, 4 dozen on Amazon. So this camera kit right here is the two cameras. I have a 16-foot cable, and I think this one is a 50-foot cable. I'm going to attempt not to use this. The monitor here is also hardwired. That is a downfall of this system, but you get what you pay for, and it was cheap. So it's a very easy hookup. You have 4 wires. These two go to your cameras, input 1 and 2, so front and rear camera. The black wire is a ground. The blue wire is a reverse trigger wire. This unit also has 2 power wires. So the red one is an accessory wire, and then the yellow one is a constant hot. So those 2 power wires I'm gonna hook up a little different than the instructions say. I'm gonna hook those wires to my secondary fuse box that I installed right here that is powered off my secondary battery, because I don't need power run to this backup camera system at all unless the key is on. I don't want it to drain any batteries. I'm not really worried about the date and time settings, because really I just want to see what's going on while I'm driving. So where are we going to mount these cameras? Well, let me show you. So the first camera I'm going to try to mount right here below the light bar. And as you can see, that should give me a good forward view, especially when we have this light on. And for those of you wanting to watch the last video, yes, we fixed this. This mount actually broke completely, so we just stuck a washer in there, and I had my 11-year-old son tack welded on. We'll Ralcam paint, and no one ever knows it's broken. So the second camera, the backup camera, we're actually going to hook right here next to the license plate. Now, one thing you need to watch for when you're doing this is, I've already tested it. My tailgate can be down in the dump position and it will not hit this camera. It's close, but I got about 3/4 of an inch, so we're good to go there. So now for the monitor, we're gonna end up mounting the monitor somewhere in this area, so I can still get into the glove box there, and I can still shift it into turf mode. Now, one downfall of this system, because it's a cheaper system, is it's hardwired into the monitor. So that means I'm gonna have to drill a hole into my switch panel right here to run the wires through. But it's gotta be a slightly larger hole, because I gotta get this connector through. That's about 3/4 of an inch. So first thing I did is I've got this mounted. So right now it's just mounted with some double-sided tape. I will end up putting nut-zerts in here and screwing it down with some nut-zerts. No, well, the camera's going to show that the hole is just big enough to get that fitting through. So now we'll go ahead and pull the wires through. So I took a Dremel and got the hole auged out, made it a little bit bigger so I could just barely fit this piece through. I went ahead and I ran it all the way up to the front of my vehicle. I've gone ahead and I've already mounted the camera mount on the fronts and the rear of the vehicle where I want the cameras. So now the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to install the rear camera and route the wiring up to the front. I have the rear camera installed and I ran the wiring, and let me show you where I went. I basically followed the XTC turn signal kits. I was very careful to keep it away from the exhaust because I don't want it melting. So this wire right here follows the factory loom and the XTC all the way up and under. All the way up and under. This wire right here, it goes down over the air inbox underneath here, and it ends up right here. And then here is the factory one. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the front camera, but this is where I run into my issues, and let me show you. So when I take the factory camera and I have it hooked up, let's say it's there. Now I only have so much wire to get it all the way back over. Then the rear camera will also get hooked in here, and I will extend these wires to the fuse box. Now one thing I will do is, even though these are weather pack connectors and they tighten on, I will wrap them in some black tape. So let's get the front camera mounted and let's route these wires and keep them out of the way. We'll do the final electrical hookups and see what this thing looks like. So let's show you where I'm at. I got the front camera on, and here's the wire. So what I did was I took these wires, folded everything back, and I soldered on some extensions with heat wrap. Now, I could use one of the switches I have that I'm not using. I have two of them, but really right now the monitor's got an on off button, so I'm gonna wire it to there. It won't be hard to pull the switch panel if I ever do want to put it on there, and it's gonna be wired into the second battery, so it's not gonna be able to come on anyways, and I would like it to come on automatically once the vehicle is started. So now you have channel 1 and channel 2. I believe channel 1 is the front camera, channel 2 is the rear camera. So now I'll hook up channel 2, I'll hook them together, and I will route it down to the front camera, and I will route everything as neatly as I can. I am not a wiring guru, I understand it, but making it look nice and pretty is not my forte. Okay, so the last things we're gonna do, let's go ahead and see if it works. Okay, so moment of truth, let's go ahead and check her out. So come over here, press the on button. So there is my rear camera, as you can see in my garage door, and I can hit. There is my front camera. Now for some reason the front camera is switched, so I'll have to figure out how to switch that. So there's the rear and the fronts. There's the front and the rear. There's the rear and the fronts. The front and rear. So this is the setting I will probably mostly keep it on once I get this top one switched. That way I can just see what obstacles are coming up, because I do sit fairly high up. My floorboards are 2 feet off the ground, and it'll let me see if I'm going to back into anything. I can adjust the tilt or the twist on both cameras. So there's a couple other nice things with this system. One, it comes with a sunshade built in. I think this is a 7-inch screen. It also has the ability to record, like I said at the beginning of the video. So I can put a SanDisk card in there, and I can record the drive as we go. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but it's supposed to be, I think, 1080p. At minimum 720, but I think it's 1080. The only downfall of this system is really that the screen here is not waterproof. And being that I can't disconnect the power cable to it, it's not really a big deal to me, because I park in the garage, as you can see. When I am out camping, I do have a cover for the Pioneer, but really I'll probably throw a 1 gallon, Ziploc baggie on there, and it'll be fine to go. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and until next time.